Oh my God. That just happened. Phillies are up 1-0 on the Houston Astros in the World Series, courtesy of the very fleet-footed, very smooth-gloved, very soft hands of a Nick Castellanos and a bat of JT Realmuto. Say his name with respect, people. JT Realmuto with the game-winning home run. Phillies take game one of the World Series 6-5. I am blown away at the fact that the Phillies were down 5-0 in that third inning, and Kyle Tucker, who I hate, and I'm convinced his bat is illegal. There's no way a bat breaks like that. But anyway, whatever. Hits his second home run of the game. They take Aaron Nola for 5 runs. They go up 5-0 on the Phillies. Castellanos gets him on the board with that nice little RBI single, 5-1 in the fourth inning. They tack on some more runs, make it 5-3. Next thing you know, Nola's out of the game now, only at 81 pitches. But who am I to ever doubt Philly Rob Thompson ever again in my life from this point on? Phillies then tie things up in the fifth inning. They tie it up at 5-all. On who other than JT Realmuto's RBI 2-run double, by the way. Tied up at 5. JT puts him up for 6-5 in the 10th inning with that home run and extras. Can't believe what I just witnessed. And during the game, it really is amazing. John Smoltz says on the broadcast that the Phillies, if they win the World Series, which they're up 1-0 now on the Astros, if they win the World Series, they're the most improbable team to ever win a World Series in his time following baseball. I would have to agree with that. And really, it comes down mainly to 2 rule changes going into the season where the Phillies wouldn't even be in the postseason had it been for the 2 rule changes. And I'm not just talking about expansion. I'm also talking about the fact that Bryce Harper wouldn't have been playing if the National League didn't have the designated hitter. But anyway, I digress. That was absolutely incredible by your Philadelphia Phillies. This is the thing that was on rotation in my brain was Harry Kalas. The fighting Phils, like fighting every single time, fighting to the very end. They go down 5-0. And did they quit? Did we turn it off as Phillies fans? No, absolutely not. We kept on watching. We kept on cheering on this team. And the good vibes we were sending down to Houston made them, well, there's also to do with some talent, but they stayed in it. They kept fighting. They kept their heads down. They kept on running through brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. And they got the win. They got the little hits. They got some little dink and dunks here and there. And then they got the big hits in this ball game. I can't believe it. I am in awe of this Phillies team. I think about them struggling in September, them getting to a half game, only a half game up on the Brewers on what, September 30th? They only lock things up by a game by season's end over the Brewers. And now we're talking about them having lost twice to this point, only 2 games in the postseason. How are you not amazed and in awe of this baseball team? And now they're up 1-0. Aaron Nola, far from his best stuff, but after that third inning, he had only an inning and a third before they decided to go to Alvarado. Alvarado got the outs they needed to get. They got out of the inning. Sir Anthony Dominguez, Zach Eflin, they all did their job. David Robertson came in, certainly made you a little nervous there. Got the ground ball to end the game. It's what we all needed. And here we are. We're sitting here with a Phillies team that is now 3 wins away. What did we say? What was it, 13 wins? What did Rob Thompson say? Hey, let's get 13 wins. All we got to worry about 13 wins. And now we're talking about 3. Who would have thought? Honestly, when Rob Thompson said that in Houston, 3 weeks ago now, whatever it was, 4 weeks ago now, when Rob Thompson said that, what do we got? No, actually, 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago. When he said that, I was like, oh, that's cute. Good for him. That's what you got to say as a manager, that you're going to help propel this team through the postseason. The expectation is to win. I didn't think it was going to happen. Because even in September, the Phillies weren't the team that was getting hot at the right time. They were bad in September. They were sub 500 again in September. And what did they do? They said, the hell with it. Why not us, basically? Bryce Harper said, we're not losing this game. And from there on out, they were the team to beat. No one declared it as such necessarily as Jimmy Rollins did all those years ago, but they have certainly looked like the team to beat since they have gotten into the postseason. The Astros, guess what? Congratulations. You get your first loss. You take your first L of this postseason, courtesy of the Philadelphia Phillies. That might be the best Phillies game I've ever seen. And I feel like we have said that about 3 different games throughout this entire postseason. And JT Realmuto, ever since he didn't go to Toronto back in July 11th, whatever it was, the middle of July, he has been a man possessed. And he has returned to the status of the best catcher in baseball. He was hitting home runs for this ball club. He was hitting about 240 at the time he didn't go to Toronto for that series. He comes back after that 2-game stint, right? They go down to Miami. They play the Marlins, and he sets himself on fire after that. Ended up hitting 272 for the season. Got you some more home runs as the season went on. Was a totally different ball player. Was even better behind the plate after that. He returned in full-fledged, full form to the best catcher in baseball, and we saw that tonight. Tough play at second base. Tough play at second base with Altuve trying to make up for the fact that he wasn't hustling around the bases on that dying quail, whatever you want to call that, when he was hit the pop-up to center field in front of Brandon Marsh and in between him and Bryson Stott. And then Altuve takes second. JT Realmuto fires a bullet. Had no business being there. I think they even mentioned it on the broadcast. The baseball had no business being there, but JT Realmuto popped up, made the throw. Looked like Gene Segura didn't get a good handle on it. He double clutched the ball a little bit. Maybe if he catches it clean, Altuve's out, but I doubt it. They showed the replay a bunch of times. He was on top of the bag, basically. But it was a tough play. But JT Realmuto, the point is, almost made that play. And then Nick Castellanos slid in and saved the day in that 9th inning to keep things knotted up. Absolutely amazing. How are you not blown away with what this baseball team has been able to do to this point? And how do you ever count them out? They did what they were supposed to do. They have done what they have done in every single series leading up to this point. You take game 1, you take home field advantage, you kick them in the mouth, and then you come home to the sweet sounds of South Philadelphia. You come back to this fan base, and you let the Houston Astros not only deal with who you got on the roster, but who you got in the stands. 5-0 in the 3rd inning. Kyle Tucker is second at 2 home runs. A 3-run home run put him up 5-0. And the Phillies came back from that. That is absolutely bonkers. I want to see what you guys have to say about it. I'm going to go to the comments here. And by the way, let me just say this. I want to comment about that improbable thing that fellow John Smoltz talked about. Here's what I got for you. He's absolutely correct. Now, some people said, somebody jumped at me and said the 97 Marlins. 97 Marlins were like stacked. They're absolutely stacked. So I'm not going to go 97 Marlins. 03 Marlins, who won the World Series with Josh Beckett, that was improbable. Fire the manager, similar to this situation here in Philadelphia. Fire the manager, you go on a big run. But I say absolutely the most improbable, considering you wouldn't have had Bryce Harper in any other season because of the DH. You have the DH rule in the National League, so you have Bryce Harper. You don't get 87 wins without Bryce Harper, and you still didn't have him, the reigning MVP, for 2 months. Then you also have to think about playoff expansion. 87-win teams, yes. You have teams like the Cardinals, in 06, 2011. You have teams like that got hot at the right time and they made a big push. Yes, you've had teams like that. But the 2 rules to capitalize on, like the Phillies have capitalized on this season, you want to talk about improbable? Oh, yeah. Then you want to talk about starting the playoffs at 87 wins and barely making it in, and all of a sudden here you're 3 wins away for the World Series? John Smoltz, I got to agree with you on this one, pal. Got to agree with you a little bit. People are so pumped up. My mother-in-law, who was just recently a Phillies fan, she's from Cleveland. She even called me right after the game. That's why I was a little delayed in getting on with you guys. She even called me. She's excited. How about that? People are just jazzed up, man. Absolutely jazzed up right now, as they should be. People are sending me texts and tweets and whatnot. I want to see what you guys have to say. Kevin, what's going on, Kevin? Nice to have you. Good morning. It is a good morning, isn't it? It's 12:52 in the morning. It's nuts. Let's get my man, Tom Feiner. Oh, hi, Tom. Tom's on here. Tom's excited. Kevin, very excited. Leonard, wow, 3 home games. Tyvita, a regular joiner of a chat checker on the Farzy show during the regular hours, that is. Tyvita's excited. Nice to have you. Brandon O'Hara, nice to have you, Brandon. 3 more, Topper. 3 more. Matt Snell, what's going on? Matt Snell, love you, Marcus, right now. Love you too. Love you too. Let's see here. Tom Finer. What do you expect? His name is Tucker, right? And right? Wait, hold on a second. Tyvita's working Sixers conversation. Sixers won, Phillies won this weekend is off to a good start. Very true. In case you missed it, Tyrese Matt, when Aaron Nola couldn't find the strike zone or couldn't keep the ball in the park, Tyrese Maxey was hitting shot. The first 7 threes he hit, he was unbelievable tonight. Absolutely unbelievable tonight. It really took a lot because if I flipped over to the Sixers, I would have got lost for a second there and then came back to the Phillies. Would have missed a lot. Jam and Gibson, what's up, Jam and Gibson? Nice to have you. You're excited. That's good. Everyone did that. Did that happen, Farzi? That just happened. That happened. You know, it takes a lot. It really does. I'm a spoiled man. It takes a lot for me to return to my youth. I'm bald. I started balding at like 17. I had to mature fast. You know what I'm saying? But it takes a lot to return me to my youth. And the way the Phillies played this ball game, the way the Phillies have been playing this whole postseason run has put me back to my youth. And I am just giddy, absolutely giddy. Seeing video right now of everyone down there at Xfinity Live, just partying as they should be. I got a chance to go down there to Broad Street after they clinched the pennant and their trip to the World Series. I was looking around Broad Street, and it's just amazing to me. This is what we do as a fan base, as a city. And we got, not to get negative, but we got so much other stuff going on in the city that just sucks. It absolutely sucks. And for all of us to get together, unite, and party over this, it's a lot more than I could ever ask for. City bars went crazy. Leonard, I don't doubt that. They were dead at 5-0. They were dead. And guess what? They came back. They were the what's the guy? The Undertaker gif coming back from the dead. Wheeler going tomorrow. Absolutely. Rick, what's going on, Rick? Yeah, Farzi, we're all partying here. We got this. Rob Thompson is a beast of a manager. Julian, what's up, Julian? What the bleep just happened? This team. Julian, I see your next comment. Yeah, I'm with you right there. Andrew Shaw. Let's go through this real quick. Andrew, Farzi, I'm crying. Love everyone. Love JT. I'm horny. Next comment. Late night, Farzi. Late night indeed. Late night. I thought that said for a second, good night after you said you were horny. So, you know, you do you, Beb. You do you. Whatever you're doing there, Andrew. Enjoy yourself. Wait. Thanks, Farsley. Totally going to the Penn State-Ohio State game tomorrow, then hustling home back to Virginia for game 2. Jam and Gibson. You be careful there, pal. You be careful. Yeah, the Sixers suck. Ha, 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 ha. Sepper, what did you rain on my parade? Get the hell out of here. Please. I'm just blown away. I'm amazed is what I am, folks. I got a tweet deck going up here. Remember tweet decks? Everyone's I'm just seeing if there's anything else that's being said. One of the other things that got said during the game tonight was that Rob Thompson, when he was being interviewed by Ken Rosenthal, the in-game interview of managers and even baseball players, the All-Star game is great. I love that. But in-game is odd to me. I know it happens between innings, whatever it might be, and that's fine. But it just still strikes me as odd. But nonetheless, Ken Rosenthal goes up to Rob Thompson and he says, hey, why pull Aaron Nola when it looked like he was settling back in at that point? Why pull him when he's only at 81 pitches? Now, for perspective, here are the lines on the night for the pitchers. Aaron Nola and Justin Verlander each allowed 5 runs, each on 6 hits, each issued 2 walks. Nola, 4 1/3 at 81 pitches. Verlander, 5 innings at 90 pitches. So it was very close up and down their stat lines for the night, at least. But Rob Thompson gets asked during the game by Ken Rosenthal, why make that move now? Why go to Alvarado when it looks like you might have Aaron Nola settling in a little bit? And Topper just said he's my best guy in that situation. I wanted him up there against those lefties. I had confidence he would nullify the threat more or less. We just established that we were coming back in this ball game to even things up at 5 apiece. I wasn't just going to let it go. I was going to have Jose Alvarado come in here and stop whatever bleeding might take place. Now, if you remember, you go back to game 2 against the Padres. Similar situation. Would you have brought in the Alvarado in that situation? And he didn't. He brought in Brad Hand because Alvarado pitched the night before, or like 20 hours earlier. So he wasn't going to bring him into that situation. This was a similar situation to that. Aaron Nola's struggling, bleeding, massive bleeding. What are you going to do? He brings in Alvarado. He slams the door. Absolutely slams the door on the Houston Astros. They ride that out. They keep on pushing. They get into that 10th inning, and what do you know? JT Realmuto goes oppo boppo. About what, 3 rows back? Maybe? 3 rows back? Maybe? And one more thing I do have to discuss. The Kyle Tucker thing. That 3-run home run was bonkers for 2 reasons. One, the fact that he held off of those 2 breaking pitches that were down and in that Aaron Nola threw that were great pitches. They were great pitches. The changeup he threw on the first home run that drifted from the outside corner of the plate to the middle of the plate, and you saw JT lining up outside, started to drag that mitt inside. Next thing you know, it's over the right field wall. That was the end of that one. But the second home run by Kyle Tucker tonight, he gets 2 strikes, on him. Aaron Nola throws him 2 pitches down and in, breaking pitches down and in. He somehow magically holds off on them. They were good pitches. They weren't in the dirt. Thought they were just in the strike zone and then got out of the strike zone. So they're perfect pitches. He lays off of those pitches, both balls, lays off those pitches, then fouls one away. And I have never seen a wooden bat in baseball snap. I've seen them splinter. I've seen them explode, but I've never seen them almost have a clean break to them. Whatever that bat was made of, it was not a substance made by God and put on earth. Whatever the hell that was. I'm not saying they're cheating again. All I'm saying that was odd. I immediately turned to my wife, who's not a very, very big sports fan, and I go, I've never seen that before. And she looked up from her Kindle. What? And I was like, no, just look at this. Does that look weird? She goes, that does look weird. And there you go. John Smoltz, next words out of his mouth. Oh, you rarely see this. I'm like, rarely? I don't think I've ever seen it. I got people tweeting me that are 50 years older than I am, and they're saying, I've never seen that in all the years I've been watching baseball. I've never seen a bat like that. I don't know what the hell happened there. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Just ridiculous. And the next thing you know, 3-run home run. Damn it. That's how it broke. That's how it broke tonight, unfortunately. And then after that, everything was great. After that, a little edge of your seat, but everything after that was great. Do you agree with John Smoltz that it's the most improbable team if the Phillies go on to win the World Series? He said this, by the way, when it was a tie game, 5-5. It wasn't like JT Realmuto hit the home run and John Smoltz was like, the series is over. Phillies are going to be the most improbable team to ever win the World Series. No, it wasn't like that. It was still 5-5. It was still a tight game, really, after that 4th inning. So you're watching this game play out, and he drops that line on you, and you're thinking, what the hell? All right, well, let me think about this. I think it is. And it really comes down to, yes, it was only 87 wins, and the fact that without 2 brand spanking new rule changes, Phillies aren't in the playoffs. Phillies aren't even getting 87 wins on the season. It's wild to think about, but I think he's right. Most improbable team. You could talk about, yes, there have been plenty of improbable teams to win a World, but most improbable. If you don't think the Phillies are the most improbable team to win a World Series, or at least if they did win a World Series, if they would be that. Yeah, he even said it, John Smoltz, a little premature for this conversation, but it got the wheels turning just to be in the World Series at this point. Sure, teams have gotten hot at the right time, but the Phillies got hot in like June, July, August. Were terrible in September. Well, not god-awful terrible, but still under 500. Not that good. Not good. No bueno. And then the other thing was the bat. The bat is just freaking bonkers. And Nick Castellanos, man. You say a lot about what a guy can do during a regular season and how he can struggle during a regular season. And it's amazing how that just goes away when you perform in clutch situations like he did in the playoffs. Got you on the board with that base hit. In the 4th inning, I believe it came. Yeah, 4th inning RBI single that played at Hoskins. And by the way, bailed Hoskins the hell out. Because if you remember, Harper hits that ball to right center field. There's 2 outs in that situation. Hoskins, as soon as there's contact, you got to go, man. This is Little League we're talking about here. This isn't any breaking news. You saw the contact, you go. Bust your ass. Run. And instead, it looked like he was kind of in slow-mo, jogging a little bit, watching Dusty Watson. Why are you watching the third base coach? That if he wants you to stop, he's going to make it pretty well known that he wants you to stop. Should have scored a run on that. They didn't score a run on that. Next batter, Nick Castellanos steps up to the plate. Nick Castellanos, what does he do? Puts one in the left field, plates Rhys Hoskins, and you let that go. Alec Boehm steps up to the plate. After that, gets you a 2-run double. And then JT Realmuto, the next inning, is able to get you another 2-run double. So there you go. Man, I am just super pumped for all of this. Here we go. What do we got here? Devin? Not gonna lie, we got away with Robertson today, but I just don't trust the guy. We nearly got screwed last 2 times he has pitched. Yeah, he was making me nervous. Plastic bat, and it's probably a plastic bat. What do we got in here? Fanatic 1398. What a game, absolutely. 88 Dodgers. Maria pulling that one out. The 88 Dodgers. I don't believe what I just saw. Miss anybody? Wait, Leonard, you're in the Philippines? Samlia? Saudi Arabia? Welcome in. Flame of you. What's happening? Nice to have you. Oh, Devin's in England. I love England. Sorry about your queen. I love England. England's a good time. I just went golfing in England a couple of months ago in the summer. It was fantastic. But anyway, thanks to everybody in the chat. You guys are great. Let's see. Flame. The Phillies are a very talented team. They have not been consistent. That's true. But there are a lot of teams worse than this Phillies team that made a World Series. To me, it's just the rule changes, the timing of that, and everything in life is all about timing. Win tomorrow, it over. Leroy, you and me are on the same page. Look at us. Robertson had me sweating like I was running 22 on the treadmill. That's 22 on the treadmill? Are you insane? Great comeback win by the Fighting Phils. Eagle had landed. Love it. Those fans were boring. Let me tell you something about Houston. Can I tell a little story about Houston? I used to travel a lot, and I would go to Houston, and maybe once a year, and for work purposes. And I never really enjoyed Houston. Nice people in Houston, super nice people. But for someone like me from the northeast corridor of the United States, I don't really do well in the setting of having to talk to the cashier for an extended amount of time when I don't know that person. And in here, I think the comedian Jim Gaffigan sums it up rather well. This part of the country, there's an efficiency to us where we don't waste anybody's time. We don't waste our time. We don't waste your time for the vast majority of our civilization. You go to the Midwest, you go to Texas, everyone's, how are you? Where are you from? I'm from that aisle, and I need to buy socks and get to work. Like, that's what I got going on here. As fast as humanly possible. We didn't graduate together. We don't know each other. You don't know my mom. I don't know your mom. Let's just keep on moving on with our lives. But down there is just a whole different breed of people. And they're nice people. They're sweet people. But just the whole layout of Houston is weird to me. I think Whataburger is overrated. I said it. And I just said I'm not there for that. But just for the people that had to go to Houston, the people that did go to Houston for this, first off, you went to the game, God bless you. Second, Houston, I'm not really looking at Houston as the rowdy crowd other than a mechanical bull or going to a rodeo. I'm not looking for Houston anything else other than those things. And they have a Del Frisco steakhouse that's good. I've been to that one. That's nice. It's a nice place. But yeah, Houston is not really bringing the party as much as like a Philadelphia is bringing the party. Or I'll give them credit. Even Boston's bringing the party. All right. I'll give you that. So that's where I'm at right there. But I do nice people. I will say nice people in Houston. I can at least admit to that. Phillies 1-0 in the World Series. I still can't believe it. I am absolutely blown away by it. 5-0. They roar back, tied up at 5, and JT Realmuto puts a hell of a swing on a baseball to give the Phillies a lead. And somehow, magically, David Robertson doesn't blow it in the 9th inning. Ninth inning. I'd be so lucky. The 10th inning of this game somehow magically doesn't blow. And that was a great call, by the way. Great call by the umpire. Strike zone tonight. a little fluid. I felt like the first 3 innings, inside corner was a ball. Second 3 innings, inside corner was a strike. Last 4 innings, inside corner was back to being a ball again. All right, it's going to happen. But to call the basically leading into a pitch in that moment takes some cojones. And my man called the right call. Absolutely leaned into that. One game, folks. Phillies are up 1-0 on the Houston Astros in the World Series. Drink it in. Folks, thanks for watching. This is the Farzy Show. An emergency Farzy Show, if you will. Thanks for watching. I can't believe it. I'm going to be up probably for another couple of hours anyway. I don't know how I go to sleep after this. I'm just absolutely amazed by this baseball team. Everybody to a man on this team when you think about it. You have Schwarber, got you a hit tonight. Hoskins obviously got you a hit. Realmuto had 2 hits for you. Harper had 2 hits for you tonight, scored a run for you. Castellanos 1 for 5. Like I said, he got the Phillies on the board. Bohm had the big hit for you as well. And then even Bryson Stott worked 2 walks for you. Tonight. Especially how Justin Verlander helped drive his pitch count up a little bit tonight, which was great. But these were guys that get you quality at bats tonight, and it was great to see. Brandon Marsh got you a hit. Sir Anthony Dominguez got you over an inning tonight. He got you 5 outs tonight, which was great to see that from him. It was just guys picking up each other, one right after the other. And yeah, you got Zach Wheeler on the bump tomorrow. There's a great chance. Now, historically, this is weird. And I was talking about this during the week when we had Scott Air on the show. Check the interview out if you haven't checked it out yet. It's on the Farzy, right here on the Farzy Show page on YouTube. But Scott Air got into this with me, and he was talking about how in 2008, they won every game, or every first game. They won the first game of every series, dropped game 2 of that series, and then stormed back to win the next 3, or 2, depending on what round of the playoffs it was. Win game 1, drop game 2, and then come back and take care of the business after that. Phillies are right on pace for that. But the deal here is that I don't see Nola and Wheeler somehow having back-to-back terrible starts. I don't see that happening. I thought that this series was going to go 5 games and the Phillies were going to win it, but each game would be close to a 1-run game, maybe a 2-run game. Going into today's game, my prediction was 3-2 Phillies win game 1. Didn't get that, but at least I got the 1-run differential there. But, man, what a way to do it. I would have liked to have seen what the odds were in that 3rd inning when the Phillies went down 5-0. Because if you bet Phillies right there, hey, where's Mattress Mac at now, huh? But if you bet the Phillies in that inning, God bless you. Enjoy your spoils. Enjoy all your spoils. But they just kept fighting. Absolutely kept fighting today. And that's what you want to see. I think Nick Castellanos has done a lot for themselves. What about Fraber? Bad game after Verlander? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. We expect me to not be a homer right now? Of course I'm going to be a homer right now. But yeah, I just don't see it the way that happened here. Phillies in 7. I can't take it. A little bit. I shine 101. Woo! In my Ric Flair voice. Good for you. Pasquale. What's going on, Pasquale? Go Phillies. The fanatic is drunk about now. You're damn right. My heart can't take this close game. This game's so close. I mean, really, when you think about the week we're going to have in Philadelphia, World Series, Eagles play Houston, or Eagles play the Steelers, of course, on Sunday, then Houston Texans on Thursday. What are you doing to us, Phillies and Flyers? The Sixers and Flyers playing throughout all this as well. Good God, man, what are you doing to us? Phillies in 5. There you go. I shine 101. Scott Lucas, Houston, you have a problem. I'm for it, absolutely. This is great. Jacob Friel, if we win tomorrow, I might lose my mind in the best way possible. You know how you know that you're really just you got something special here? The people that really have no rooting against. Like, if I mentioned my mother-in-law calls me. She's in Colorado right now. She's calling me just to say, this is amazing. I'm on board. This is great. And she's, hey, welcome to the party. Absolutely. If you're from Cleveland originally, I don't mind you coming in and having this party with us. I really don't. You guys have been more tortured than us over the years. But it's absolutely bonkers. Oh, man. Eagle has landed. Phillies in 5. We're not going back to Houston after tomorrow. I'm telling you, and I mean this, and this is going to sound like the most homer thing I could possibly say. But it's true because I've heard it from just about every athlete. Whenever I talk to an athlete about playing in Philadelphia, whether it's home or away, they don't talk about just facing that roster that's in front of them on the field. They talk about facing the people that are up there in the stands, about how when you come into Philadelphia, you got to fight against that as well because they're in it on every single pitch. The perfect example I bring up on this is Gene Segura. I want to say it was game 3 against the Braves. Literally, he shielded the sun from his eyes to get the second out of the inning. It wasn't like the third out and they're happy the innings. Hey, way to go, It was like the second inning of the game, first inning of the game. It was early in the game. Gene Segura shielded his eyes and made a tough catch because of the sun. Standing ovation. Place erupted because they knew it was a tough play because he had to shield his eyes from the sun like that. Like, if you're into it that much, God bless you. And you know who's into it that much? All of Philadelphia. So I got to grease them damn poles. I'm just going to be enjoying this for quite some time. Well, till tomorrow, of course. Marsh got off the schneid. He absolutely did. Absolutely did. Pasquale, hitters are struggling around. Congratulations to Marsh. What was he, 0 for 16 tonight? Phillies first team in 20 years. They said it on the broadcast. First team in 20 years to win a World Series game after trailing by 5 runs. Angels did it to the Giants. Scott Air was actually on that Giants team. But it's wild, man. You look back, 20 years it's taken a team to come back from a 5-0 deficit. First, step 1, don't be down 5 runs. That's always a bad idea. But this Phillies team, just the way the cards were dealt. Backs against the wall, they rose to the occasion. You want to talk about teams of destiny? Hey, look, the Padres could have argued team of destiny. I mean, they were only, 2 games better than the Phillies in the standings? They could have been a team of destiny. But they weren't. They got out-destinied by a better team of destiny. And now the Phillies are taking it to a team right now, or took it at least to a team right now in the Houston Astros by coming back from a 5-0 deficit. Absolutely blown away. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is the Farzy Show. We do a morning show every day, 6 a.m. live. And available throughout the day, of course. I'll be back with you guys, not tomorrow night, unfortunately, but I'll be back with you guys on the Jacob Media YouTube channel for the Eagles pregame show, courtesy of those good people over there at Jacob Media. I'll be on the Jacob Media YouTube channel with my friend Derek Gunn and Seth Joyner, bringing you the pregame show for Eagles and Steelers. What did I have the Steelers? What did I have a game? 35-10. Wow, yeah, this has been the most homer broadcast I've ever done. No, but seriously, the Steelers are terrible. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is, of course, the Farzy Show, presented by Steven Singer of Steven Singer Jewelers. One place, one price, the perfect price every day. Online at IHateStevenSinger.com. And as you see in the scroll below, by Manscaped. 20% off Manscaped.com, and you use promo code Farzy and free shipping when you use promo code Farzy at Manscaped.com. Also, don't forget, those in New Jersey, download the Mojo app to your phone right now. Mojo has players as stocks in the NFL. 300 skilled players, similar to your fantasy team, but you could buy low on, say, a rookie you think is about to break out, then sell high when he's worth even more money and make yourself some money. Put that in your back pocket. Courtesy of the Mojo app, available in New Jersey. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older. I'm Mark Farzetta. This is the Farzy Show. Have a great... Dusty Baker can never win the big one. It would appear so. Jose Martinez. Hold on, I want to get these in here because these are people making sense to me. Jose Martinez. If I'm a betting man, Wheeler will win tomorrow and give us the edge at the bank. Bedlam at the bank. Oh, this is great. Everyone, blast catching up with you. I'm going to go watch post game, so I know what the hell they're talking about. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. Take it easy. I'm Mark Farzetta. This is the Farzy Show, presented by none other than Steven Singer of Steven Singer Jewelers. Have a great night, everybody. Go Phils, go Sixers, go Flyers. Let's go Birds as well.